Welcome to 10,000 Things, the weekly show with two sisters writing and publishing, where we tell you everything you need to know to write, publish, and promote a book. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins.
And I'm Catherine Greenspan.
And tonight we have a very special message. As you may know, today is December 21st. It is the winter solstice. There is also something called the Grand Jupiter Trine, which is this giant gateway of energy into transformation, and it presents a crossroads on a spiritual and astrological level for us to all literally level up into our biggest, boldest, best selves. At the same time, this is a time of the Great Awakening and the Age of Aquarius. It's all happening today. Okay. So, what that means, can you feel it? Can you feel it? I feel it coursing through me like electricity.
Can you feel it?
Yes, Michael Jackson. I can feel it. I love that song. So, yes, that's it. You can feel the energy shift. And there's a whole lot of other stuff going on right now. There's the pandemic. We're getting a new president and vice president. Historic. We have the vaccine is coming out. We have a lot of changes in our world with education, with the workplace. So all these things are happening for a reason. It's to wake us all up. The Black Lives Matter movement, the Me Too movement, all of that is occurring on a collective scale to awaken us to our greater purpose and power. And so my message to you, and Catherine is supporting this, is it's time to wake up to your message and boss up, write it, share it. The world needs your message, your mission, your vision. If you hold it to yourself, you are committing. I believe it's our obligation when we are inspired and we have lessons and messages that can help people. It's our obligation to do so. And it's easier than ever to get your messages out. And if you don't think you're a writer, if you've been texting anybody today, if you've been writing an email, if you have a blog, if you do any social media posts, you are a writer. That means we're all writers. Who cares about the label? Just write, share your story, write a book. So let me just share. Catherine, do you agree with me?
Yes, 100%.
And guess what? She's such an encourager of being a boss with your own writing and being bold about it, because whenever I try to back down from something, she's like, no, you have to be authentic. You have to speak your truth. You have to be bold. So my new book is called Boss Up Goddess, Start Living Your Effing Potential. That's bold. That is a dramatic.
I love it. There's no
question.
Well, there's no question about what your book is about.
Yeah. So the reason my title is so strong is because it's taken that kind of energy to boss up to myself and persevere through some really difficult circumstances in my life. And the message really is for women, especially, who reach a certain point in our lives and we sort of wake up and we're like, hell no. I refuse to continue with this certain thought pattern, habit, behavior, smallness, stuckness, scaredness. Is that a word? Okay.
It sure is.
Scaredness. Okay. So you wake up and then what are you going to do? You have a message because you've been through some stuff, and whatever lessons you've learned to boss up to yourself and to the world and be the goddess, which means the powerful woman that you're meant to be, you have to share it. And I'm doing that in my new book that's coming in April of 2021. And I'm so excited because I've been writing this book for so long. Chances are, if you're writing a book, you've been working on it for years. years.
And even if you haven't been working on it in a computer or on paper, you've been working on it in your mind.
Yes, thank you for that. Thank you for that. And there's no shame in that game. Somebody just asked me that today. They finished their book and they're like, "Oh, it took so long." And I said, "Well, my memoir took 16 years to write, but it's like you're percolating on the ideas and you finally reach a point where boom, explosion, you must publish this book now."
So I have the fourth book in the Veronica series. I wrote about 80% of it in one sitting or over a weekend. I started working on it on a Friday morning, Thursday night, and then I couldn't put it down. Friday, I took my computer to the library. I had a meeting there and it was at noon and I was just sitting there working, writing. It was just, the story was pouring out of me. And then I could see the people coming for my meeting and I watched them go up the stairs and I was like, I can't get up. I can't go to that meeting. So I stayed in my chair and just kept writing and writing. So that was in the summer of 2016.
Wow.
80% done.
And
And
now,
then, well, what happened was when Monday came, I had to get back to work. We had some ghostwriting projects. So I had to shift gears and start working on somebody else's project. And it interrupted the momentum. And I would go back to it and try and reimmerse. And I just couldn't get that last 20% written. And
wow.
still, and then, yeah. So 2021 is going to be the year of book 5 in the Veronica series because I'm just going to do it and get it done.
I
Yeah.
love it.
So
Excellent.
even when something pours out at 80% completed in 3.5 days, it can still need to percolate in your head. And I'm totally okay with that.
I love that. That's awesome. That's great. I can't wait to read it.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So your whole just write it message is to make 2020 the year that you commit to just writing something.
Commit now and then for 2021.
Right. Exactly.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Right, right. There's so many factors that point. First, this huge energy shift. So you might just be feeling this already, but also the pandemic might have given you more time because if you're not commuting to a job, that extra hour or 2 hours even could be your writing time now. You're home, it's winter. You might even have some holiday time to write. There's so many factors. It's safe to stay home and write by yourself. It's extremely self-reflective to like dive deep within yourself to explore the ideas in your mind, heart, and soul and just pour them out on paper. It helps you figure out who you are and why you're here. And then you share that with other people. It's really a powerful act. It's far more than just writing, it's about self discovery. It's about creating and leaving a legacy. It's about recording a legacy. And if you feel this energy right now, it's this great awakening where people are at a sort of a crossroads where you can make the conscious choice to stay rooted in the density of the 3D world or allow the new spiritual empowerment to lift you up into areas of creativity, manifestation, peace, connectedness that you've not known before. But all the energy now is primed to help you do that. All you have to do is do the work. So Catherine and I were talking about what does it mean to be a writer, right, Catherine?
Right.
And
Right.
and one of the key ingredients of being a writer is discipline because you have to sit down and do the work. Catherine just talked about being at the library and just like writing. And I write long hours and work long hours, and it takes discipline. It's much easier to get up and go watch Netflix or do something else, but the writing does not get done by itself. Just like no one can do your push-ups for you. So unless you're hiring,
So I have a question. Maybe we can explore this, and it goes back to this idea of who calls themselves a writer? Who has the right to say I'm a writer?
mm-hmm,
And I was thinking about, you had a really great YouTube show on Boss Up Goddess on Saturday night where you said you were talking about Atomic Habits by
mm-hmm.
James Clear.
Yeah.
And he says in his book, Atomic Habits, that in order for a habit to stick, we have to make a change on an identity level. So if you are walking around saying, I want to be a writer, and you're writing short stories, or you're writing poems, or you've started 12 different novels, and you're still saying, I want to be a writer, what's stopping you from saying, I am a writer?
Yes, 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 yes.
It's an identity.
Mm-hmm.
And you can choose to embody that identity, and you can choose to define it however you want. That's the amazing thing about being us individuals, is that we get to choose how we define what a writer is
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and how we are
I
as a writer.
mm-hmm. I love that. I love that. It's like giving yourself permission to be all that. That's awesome.
Right. And it doesn't have to be complicated. It's like, what works for you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. And it's a real confidence booster when you claim that and you declare that I am a writer. A writer doesn't mean you have to be published. If you journal, you are a writer. If you text, you are a writer. So, writing is the act, being a writer is someone who writes, and we all write. There's not
But
some lofty thing.
But if
Hmm?
that isn't sufficient for somebody, if somebody's having a hard time saying, well, I text and I email, but that doesn't make me a writer, but I want to be a writer, what does being a writer mean for you? Does that mean
Mm-hmm.
you've finished and published a book and it's a New York Times bestseller? Is that the definition of being a writer for you? If it is, that's totally fine. It's your choice. But what's realistic for you to call yourself a writer?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, the beauty of our world today is we all have the power to define ourselves. So if you want to be a writer and you're writing, call yourself a writer, claim it, declare it, celebrate it. You are a writer. And then hopefully you'll be published because you'll want to share your writing with others. And it's just awesome. So that's part of the message today. There's this powerful energy. There's this call to write your book that's coming from within you. Do it. Answer that call. Now is the time. The universal cosmic forces are literally aligning to enable you to find the greatest, deepest message to share with all of humanity everywhere. And we have the power to do that. And Catherine and I have a workshop that we do about how to publish your book. And we talk about the three main ways to publish. There's traditional publishing with the big publishing houses in New York. There is self-publishing, which you can do yourself on Amazon right now. And then there's in between independent publishers and hybrid publishers. And we are a cross hybrid between traditional and self-publishing, basically meaning you pay us to perform all the services of publishing your book on a global scale platform. So it's easier than ever to publish a book, which again, you can do for yourself right now on Amazon. So there's no excuse, even if it's an ebook, you don't even have to have a physical book. your ebook could be, published tonight or at least start the process. So you have so much power to share your ideas, your visions, your messages. And if your mission is to and if your mission is to educate, inspire, entertain, whatever it is, there's a space for you. I just interviewed this amazing woman, Diana Lee Valley. She's the poet laureate in New Hampshire, in her town, and she read some of her poetry. Oh my gosh, it was so
It was super
delightful.
fun. She read some
Yeah.
of her fairy tales too.
Her book is called Everlasting. Ever After. Ever After. Yeah. And oh my gosh. So writing delights people, and we all need that, right? So, and it can also serve as an instruction manual. If you got through something really difficult, share that with people. It can help them overcome whatever they're going through. Now's the time. Mhm.
And we're going into our third year with the Two Sisters Writing and Publishing Writers Club. And what that is, if you're not aware of it, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we set aside 3 hours where we're on Zoom and we're co-working. Everybody, we check in with writers, and they ask questions, usually, and it's super fun. One of our early members said it's like a study hall with your friends, and we
Mhm.
just get together and we know that all we're going to do is write, or
Mhm.
sometimes we'll edit, but we do it, we show up because the others show up. So if
Mhm.
you're looking for 3 hours, you don't have to come to all three. Some people just come to one, but if you're looking for some camaraderie and some accountability, and at the end of the week we send out a check-in email, so if you're looking for that, check out the Two Sisters Writing and Publishing writing club. And there
Mhm.
is a fee, because we find that if it's free, people tend not to, it's sort of not a priority. But if people are putting some skin in the game, then they show up for themselves and
Yeah.
for everybody else.
It's
It's
an
great.
investment in your time and energy, and it's well worth it. So I will put a link in the description box if you want to check out the Two Sisters Writing Club. I'm also a book coach. So we just wrapped up the second session of 2020. So out of the book coaching programs that I've led this year, we have 2 published authors. Book Money and business coach Kathy Callie has a book about money and wealth
called,
building and
called Give, Save, Spend, in that order.
Mhm. It's excellent, and she was in the program from early January to June. And then another coaching student was Elaine Mackis, PhD, and her book, A Young Man on the Frontline Lessons of War, is on Amazon now in hardcover, paperback, and the ebook is coming very soon. So sometimes you need that extra push. So I recommend that you work with a book coach if you need that, because it gives you the structure, it gives you the schedule, it gives you the motivation, it gives you the commitment and the accountability. And that's what a lot of people say really keeps them going. Because as Catherine said, in 2016, she wrote 80% of a book that's still just sitting in her computer. But if she had a book coach, they'd be like, you need to get that done.
Right, right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, anything else, Catherine?
No, but I just want to announce that I am also going to be taking your book writing course, because I have another book. I have a nonfiction book that I want to do in 2021. So I'm going to
Wow.
take it because I need the structure.
Oh my
So I'll
gosh.
be there.
I
Yeah, it's
love
exciting.
it. Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
So I have 2 programs coming up now in January to June, and we meet once a month on Zoom, and then you get private sessions with me every month, and you get to be in the Two Sisters Writing Club. Um, And what this entails is the first one is open to everybody. It's our book coaching program. And the second one is women only, and it's an offshoot of my book, Boss Up Goddess. It's about women who have a big, bold message that they want to share that's relevant to women especially. So really excited. You can go to twosisterswriting.com, TWO sisterswriting.com, and see in our store. You will see how to learn more about each program and register if you'd like, or schedule a call with me. I'd love to talk about your idea and whether it's a good fit. So anything else, Catherine?
No, just acknowledge that you're a writer.
Yes, 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 yes. Acknowledge it, claim it, declare it, celebrate it, make it happen. All right. Well, thank you for watching tonight. The message is you are a writer, and the circumstances of our world, of our universe right now have never been better for you to take action, seize that powerful energy, and utilize all the resources available through technology right now to write, publish, promote your book, and be a positive, powerful influence on the world. So,
Yes.
all right, excellent. This is the age of Aquarius. It's time to write, let it flow. It's magical when you get in your groove. It's so magical when you're those words. You know that movie Limitless, where the letters were like, you don't have to take drugs for this to happen. He took a drug, but that movie Limitless, all the letters were like floating down around him while he was writing.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
I'll have
it's a
to
really
check it out.
psychedelic experience.
I'll have to check it out.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Well, we'll be back next week.
yes, Monday night, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on the Two Sisters Writing and Publishing YouTube channel, 10,000 Things You Need to Know to Write and Publish Your Book. I'm
And
Elizabeth
if
Ann.
there, well, I wanted to say if there's a topic that you'd like us to discuss, please put it down below.
Yeah, leave us a comment. What do you want to know? If you're a writer, what's your biggest burning question? We'd love to answer it for you.
Yeah, after 27 books, we have a lot of answers.
That's why we started this show, because we know so much and we want to share it because we are teachers and we're here to
Yes.
help you.
Yes.
And writing a book is scary, overwhelming, confusing. That's why most people never finish. It's just too
Yes.
much. But
Yeah.
we're here to help you, to serve as your guide on your book writing journey, starting in this forest of confusion and ending on the mountaintop of being a published author.
Great.
All right, then. Yay. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins.
And I'm Catherine Greenspan.
And we are Two Sisters Writing and Publishing, here for you to help you write and publish your book. So thank you for watching 10,000 Things, and we will see you next time. Oh, and please subscribe to our channel so you'll know every time we upload a new video, and like this video, and also leave us a comment what you'd like to hear about, and we'll see you next time. So meanwhile, happy writing.